Ahoy, shipmates! Captain Barkey it be! Ready to make sail and go in search of buried treasure. So sharpen your cutlasses and make ready as we board another movie review. Arr, matey! Arr! Arr! Arr!
Oh man, that's hard on the throat. No wonder they drank so much rum. This time, we're looking at the second of 3 films I call the Holy Trinity. 3 movies from the 1990s that were fun and entertaining, but flopped at the box office anyway. Last time, we discussed The Phantom from 1996. That was supposed to be part of a trilogy, but because the first movie tanked, they never made the other 2 installments, which is a real shame. This time, we're going to review Cutthroat Island from 1995. As with The Phantom, this movie also has a bad reputation that I suspect keeps people from watching it. But that bad reputation is mostly limited to things behind the scenes. After all, it did bankrupt the studio that made it. But it's not the movie itself that's the problem. Okay, so this is a pirate movie, obviously. A genre that had lain fallow for some time, and this movie has a twist. Here, the focus is on a pirate captain who's a woman. I remember this gender flip got the movie a little buzz at the time, but it wasn't enough to boost ticket sales. In fact, it may have kept some people at home. Well, let's get into it. This is a typical pirate movie in the sense it's pirates looking for buried treasure. There are 3 factions. Our heroes, the good pirates, the self-serving evil governor, and the bad pirates. They all want the treasure, and in order to find it, they have to combine 3 parts of a map that leads to the uncharted Cutthroat Island, where X marks the spot. Gina Davis stars as Morgan Adams, daughter of a pirate captain and ready to take command and lead the crew of her father's ship after he dies, so they can go on to search for the treasure. Well, this was considered groundbreaking or whatever. It kinda wasn't. There were 1 or 2 lady pirate captains in real life, and Gina Davis was not the first to play one in the movies. The legendary Maureen O'Hara had already played a lady pirate captain back in 1952's Against All Flags, sharing the screen with Errol Flynn. She's good in it.
Aye, she shivers my timbers, matey, and no mistake. Arr!
Matthew Modine plays Morgan's love interest, John Shaw. Shaw is sort of a lovable rogue and rapscallion. The role was offered to lots of other actors. Some were A-listers, but Modine just fits the part so well, and he's having a ball here playing Shaw. It shows. There's also Frank Langella, who plays the evil pirate captain, Dog Brown. Like that name. He's on record as saying this role was the most fun part he ever had. He really chews up the scenery and is great as the bad guy. The proceedings were directed by Rennie Harlin, who also did Die Hard 2, Cliffhanger, Deep Blue Sea, and a lot of other pictures. Harlan and Gina Davis had just gotten married, so this movie was sort of a working honeymoon for the couple. To that end, they chose an exotic location to shoot the picture. In this case, Malta and Thailand. This was both good and bad. It was good because the locations are fantastic and really look the part. We hadn't seen them in too many other movies up to that point. But it was also bad because it added to the cost of production. They also shot tons and tons of extra footage, which bloated the budget even more. There were delays and rewrites and reshoots and sets that were scrapped and had to be rebuilt, labor disputes, and all kinds of stuff like that. And there were excesses that didn't have an excuse, like a huge shipment of V8 drink, which was shipped to Malta because Davis and Harlan liked it. But there was still an ocean liner full of the stuff at the end of the shoot. In the end, the movie cost $115 million to make. Pretty standard today, but this was 1995, and it only made $10 million back at the box office. So between the cost overruns on this movie and Showgirls, the studio Carol Co. went belly up. But the picture itself is so much fun. The cast is good. The story moves along at a jaunty pace. The old port looks realistic in a way you don't usually see. Everyone looks like they're having a fun time playing pirates and swashbuckling around all over the place. There's a lot of explosions, but they all kind of fit. In one, you see Matthew Modine get conked on the head by a flying barrel. They just left that in. They even slowed down the footage. But don't worry, it was a stage prop and he was okay, but I love that they just left that in. So some people today, burned by stuff like Birds of Prey or the recent Charlie's Angels movie, say they won't watch Cutthroat Island because it was labeled Feminist by some reviewers. It's not really. So, is it a problem? How does that manifest itself? Well, Morgan is a strong female character, but not the modern kind that makes you cringe. She has flaws to overcome. Also, Gina Davis is not built like a heavyweight boxer, but she still punches guys with the strength of a man. And she also takes punches from guys with the strength of a man, despite having a typical female build and frame. But that's never bothered me really, because it was just Hollywood fisticuffs and stunt fighting in a fun action movie. And the whole movie is a little tongue-in-cheek anyway. But, you know, that's really it. That's the only thing that stands out as over the top or physically unrealistic. So it didn't distract me, not then or now. In other words, it's not like the fake empowerment we see in movies today. Nowadays, in the age of crappy movie making, she'd not only have the strength to punch like a man, but she'd have the strength of 20 Mike Tysons combined. Ugh. Anyway, don't let that keep you from watching Cutthroat Island. It's a fun movie, and the stunts, set pieces, locations, explosions, it really is spectacular. They even blow up a life-size pirate ship. What's not to love? In fact, it might even have reinvigorated interest in the pirate genre, leading to the later success of Pirates of the Caribbean just a few years later in 2003. I'm giving this one 2 3/4 paws. Cutthroat Island is a fun action ride with pirates, and in that sense it succeeded, even though it flopped at the box office. The movie is on VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, and available digitally at Amazon.com. It's a fun movie that deserved better, so check it out!
Arr, shipmates, I'm off to Jamaica and Portobello and round the Horn, and who knows where on the 7 seas. Change your sheets and mizzen your mast and scupper your gizzards and uncover your topsails. Keep the wind at your back and your cabin boy at your front. And good sailing to we. Arr, har, har.